I'm Mark from Coyote Motorsports, and we're going to offer a video, an instructional video related to how to mount seats. Recently, with the country changing to the CIK bodywork, the seats have changed from a lay-down seat to more of an upright seat, a CIK spec seat. And there's been several questions from customers. How do I mount this seat? And if we could do some sort of video related to the mounting of these seats. In the next minute, you're going to see Jim, and he's going to go through the process of how we mount our seats here at Coyote and just some of the components that we use to mount these seats. So right now I'm going to turn it over to Jim, and he's going to give you a quick review of how we mount our seats here at Coyote. Thank you.
There's three different items to the Greyhound seat mounting tool. The first one is the lower plate. This controls the height of the seat at the bottom. Your back mounting tool, that controls the back, the seat height. This is your spanner wrench to bend the strut whatever way you need to. Now sometimes you need to raise the seat up, so you'll either put shims in there to raise this up because there is play in it, or you'll start adding shims to the top of here to raise the seat up. This is critical for juniors and sportsmen, where a lot of times you're at the top of the frame rail, if not above. And then other times, if it's a very small seat or a very wide seat, you end up having to pound on the left side frame rail. Make sure you use a rubber mallet with lead shot. So the first thing you do when you mount the seat is put the seat in there, take the Nerf bar off, and you want to make sure that the seat is level with the seat mounting pad. The first thing we do when mounting the seat is we measure for a critical dimension, and that is we want 1 inch difference from left to right. So this dimension right here, right now, is 22.5. Over here, from the front axle to the leg, we want 23.5. Now it doesn't matter which dimension you use. It could be 20.5, depending on how far forward or back your seat is. But you want to have a 1 inch split. That's because with a 4-cycle engine, it leans over to the left so far because of the inboard drive. When setting up the right-hand seat strut, we measure 7 3/4 inches from the outside right-hand frame rail to the seat strut. That allows plenty of room for your clutch. We have different types of seat mounts here at Coyote. We have your standard strut that comes up, single gusset, and then we have the new double strut for the right hand for better bite on the right rear tire. So when deciding how far back and how far forward your seat needs to be, for a taller driver, you can go to the back of the seat to the center line of the rear axle. For a smaller driver, you can go to the front of the rear axle, and you'll just do that by moving it forward or backward. Then, once you have that decided, you'll move it back to where you'd like it, mark for your holes, and drill them. Now that the top holes have been drilled, here at Coyote we make self-centering seat washers to take the stress off of the strut and the seat. The big end always goes towards the seat, and then your small end, then you put it through and tighten. You can do that to both sides. For the lower seat mounts, we want to get them flush and as close to level with the seat angle as possible. One thing you don't want to do is have the strut hitting the frame rail. So we went ahead and we cut some down shorter so that we can move it at an aggressive angle without it hitting the frame rail. You want to make sure that you leave space for a rubber grommet though. So what you'll do, the rubber grommets are approximately 1/4 of an inch thick, is you'll move it up close to where you need it, mark a hole, and then you'll go to the other side and do the same. For drilling, we like to use a unibit. Once we have our holes drilled, we put the bolt through. Rubber goes in between the tab and the seat, and we tighten. Using a 3/16 Allen wrench and a 1/2 inch open end, we'll tighten it right down. Okay, once you get everything else tight, you're going to tighten the tab to the seat. You're going to tighten your caps at the bottom, your 4 bolts, and then you're going to go in. The final thing you're going to do is tighten this pinch bolt. At this point, once you've tightened every single bolt on the seat there is to tighten, your car's ready to race.